Hey, Children's Department, it's Deacon Kalila Williams for a continuation of our children's church. This week is a week of celebration as we celebrate Feast of the Passover. And so I want you to, before we go a little bit deeper together, but I want you to head over to YouTube and you're going to watch, it's about 11 minutes, Bible for Kids, Passover and the 10 Plagues, to be able to see a visual representation of the Passover. And so what you're going to find is that the Israelites are God's chosen people. And Pharaoh had decided essentially to enslave the Israelites. And what I find so interesting about this story is that God had tried to warn Pharaoh multiple times. Multiple times. He would send plagues. Pharaoh would plead, and, basically he would say that he was sorry, tell Moses that, fine, I will go ahead and let the people go. And then he would basically backtrack on what he said. And so God would send additional plagues. And then it was the same story. And so finally, what you're going to see is essentially the 10th plague of basically God saying, you know what, Pharaoh, I've given you every chance, every opportunity to free the Israelites, God's chosen people. And yet Pharaoh still didn't want to do what God had told him to do. It wasn't a request. It was a telling. And Moses was leveraged. God used Moses and Aaron to deliver the message. And so unfortunately, Pharaoh still decided not to abide by God's instruction. And so what you're going to see here is, as a result of that, then God said, you know what? The 10th and final plague was going to be, God was going to kill essentially the firstborn as a result of Pharaoh's actions of the Egyptians. But what he told the Israelites, and I love God for this, is for them to go, and in the Old Testament, they would sacrifice animals. However, it had to be a pure, unblemished lamb. And so they leveraged the blood of the unblemished lamb over the doorpost. And that was the sign that in this house, an Israelite lives. And as a result of that, God would pass over those homes. And the people, the family, the firstborn, the children, everybody would be saved and protected. And so that is just something that I love about God. And we think in this time, basically for Passover, is an opportunity for us all as God's people to stop, remember, thank God for the work and the miraculous saving that he did for his people. So head on over to YouTube, take a look. It's a really quick video there as we celebrate Passover together. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.